Okay, so I have officially decided I want to create Chloe's Corner. I'm going to make videos on topics I find interesting and take suggestions, if anyone has any suggestions on things that they think or want someone's opinion on. So feel free to leave comments when I do post my videos. And stuff. So I think I'm just going to go on Facebook. I posted 10 things that I wanted to talk about. And I think I'm honestly just going to go down the list of how I posted them. So the first post, which I think is 100% necessary, I could talk about it for 2 hours, but I'm going to try as hard as I possibly can to keep all these videos like 7 minutes or below because I don't want to waste your time. And obviously people have things to do, even though 90% of you guys probably aren't doing anything with your lives and just sitting on the couch right now, either watching TV, YouTube videos, Netflix, Hulu, or any bunch of social media things right now, instead of doing more productive things. But I can't talk because that's what I do with my life. So, I know me. I spend like 3 hours on YouTube a day. Anyway, so my first topic was bad drivers. Terrible drivers, horrible drivers, a-hole drivers, drivers, just in general, because I hate drivers. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how much I loathe, despise, I don't know words that are worse than loathe and despise drivers. It's just, okay. So, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was driving to my piercers, who only live, it's like 10 minutes away from my house. 10 minutes. So I'm driving, my town is really, really small, and there's this main road on this one Delaware Street, and it's a 1-lane road for miles, and it doesn't diverge into 2 lanes until you get all the way to the end to the shopping center. So it's marked 2025, and I would probably go anywhere from 30 to 35 miles an hour, maybe even 40, depending on the day. Not at night, but it was during the day. The guy in front of me, bless his soul, was going 15 miles an hour. That is 15 miles an hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. Now, I think slow drivers are just as bad as guys who drive, or girls who drive 100 miles on 295. I mean, in fact, I would argue that slow drivers and people that drive like a snail and a slug are 10 times more dangerous than someone who drives fast. So anyway, I'm trying to get somewhere because I actually have somewhere to be and have a life and don't have 2 hours to be on this 1-lane highway, and he's driving 15 miles an hour. So I still have about a good 10 minutes on this road until I get to the shopping center. There's cars behind me. There are a line of cars behind me that he is holding up. Now, I thought he was just a terrible driver. And he wasn't old. He wasn't anything. He was just normal. And I'm trying, at one point I said to myself, I don't know if I can do this. I was losing patience. They were losing patience. Everyone's honking. He's not moving anywhere. I'm like, please, I am praying for you to either turn down this street. He needed to be taken care of. And so at one point I was so close to just like passing him, and I'm like, knowing me and my luck, there's some random cop hidden behind a friggin' bush who's gonna come out the second I do it and give me a ticket, which I can't afford because I don't have a job. So it's just like, I'm stuck, man. So finally, the worst part about it is that, and I'm very against it, and I'm really against being hypocritical, and I hate when people ride my butt, but I needed to do something to get this guy moving. So I'm riding his butt a little bit. He is not moving. In fact, he goes slower. I didn't realize you could go that much slower from 15 miles an hour. He started going like 13 miles an hour. No exaggeration. This guy was nuts. And the line's getting longer behind me. And so finally, Delaware Street does diverge into 2 lanes. So I'm like getting so excited, and I'm like, yes, I can pass this guy. Like, I got places to be. So once it does do that, I get into the left lane to pass him. What does he do? What does he do? Please, just guess. Because I know you know what he did, because he was a bad driver. He gets in the lane I just got into. And not because he needed to go left or he was going to the same place I was going. He just wanted to be an a-hole. So what do? I get back into the other lane that he's not in. What does he do? He gets into that lane too. And I'm like, gosh, guy, like if I had a hammer, I would come and open my window and hit you in the head with it. And he does this the whole way that there's these two lanes. He does it the whole time until I get to like almost the end of the road. Finally, I have no patience, because patience is probably the worst thing I lack, or one of the things I lack, which I'm working on. And I don't even know how fast I went. It was probably really dangerous of me, but I couldn't take it anymore. And I zoomed as fast as I could and cut him off and made the turn that I needed to make, which is probably bad driving, but if you were behind this guy for like as long as I was, you would have wanted to do a lot more than cut him off. Anyway, that's just one example of a bad driver. And that's a segue into, it's one thing if you're a bad driver. It's one thing if you're a bad driver and you don't know you're a bad driver. And then it's another thing if you're a bad driver because you want to be an a-hole. And you are an a-hole. Sasha, you are so lucky you don't drive. Cats don't have to drive. And you know why cats don't have to drive? Because you don't have opposable thumbs. I almost wish I didn't have opposable thumbs and I could just be a cat and lounge around all day and lick my fur and be cute and cuddly. And you never have to drive. It's like the luckiest thing ever. Like, we all wish we were born cats and, they live long anyway. I mean, they have 9 lives. Who wouldn't want 9 lives? Anyway. So that's just one example of a bad driver. Then there's the a-hole, as I just said, the a-hole driver, who is a bad driver just because they're an a-hole. They drive like an a-hole because they're an a-hole. That's like the worst thing ever, when they know they do it to make you angry. And obviously they do, because I'm telling you this story. Then there's the driver, Lord help them, please, the ones who don't use a turn signal. Now, I know you all know these drivers that don't use a turn signal. And if you are one of them and you're watching this right now and you're like, oh man, you know what? I'm that driver that doesn't use a turn signal. Maybe you need to do some evaluating of your driving skills. Because let me tell you, I want to punch you all in the face. Like, it's terrible. And you know what? It's bad enough if you don't use a turn signal. But let me tell you one of the worst things about people that don't use turn signals, as if using a turn signal wasn't bad enough, people that don't use a turn signal and then drive like negative 100 miles an hour into wherever they're going. Like, oh my gosh, can I just ram my car into yours? Please, please. Like, I don't understand. I just don't understand. I ask these questions to myself all the time. Like, how the hell did X, Y, and Z and every other person in this dang country get their license? Because 99% of the world does not know how to drive. Maybe that's a lot. 80% of the world doesn't know how to drive and just needs to get their licenses revoked, like today, like now, like right now. Like, we need to go into 80% of people's houses right now, barge in and just ninja their license out of their wallets or wherever they keep them. Then there's the drivers that are impatient and want to ride your butt the whole entire time. Now, what's funny about the butt rider drivers is that we can't go anywhere. You think I want to be going this slow? No, I don't want to be going this slow. But there's traffic in both lane A, B, and C. So I can't go faster even if I want to go faster. So, buddy, you're going to have to just stay back there because there's nowhere for me to go. So then, but the best part about bad drivers is that sometimes bad drivers are actually funny and give you the best laugh of your day. Because the best satisfaction as a driver who hates drivers is when the butt rider driver's behind you and then they get fed up with you and they move to the next lane. And the guy in the next lane is going 20 miles per hour less than you were going. So then you start hysterical laughing because you're looking in your rearview mirror at the buddy behind you who's stuck all the way in Ishtabumba when you're all the way up there. I mean, that's just love. That's satisfaction. I mean, that makes my day. Then I can just laugh at you. But then they're the a-hole and they're like, dang, why did I just get over in this lane? Now I'm all the way back here. But they don't want to embarrass themselves and just get right back over because they knew they made a mistake and were being I can't stand drivers. I just can't. Then, I mean, I could go on for a year just about bad drivers because that's how much I hate them. I can make a whole separate video on the ridiculous bumper stickers that people put on the back of their car. I mean, maybe that's an idea right there. I can make a video on bumper stickers I see on a daily basis that people think it's a smart idea to put on their car and they're just ridiculous. Or like license plates sometimes. I mean, gosh, this world's crazy and I'm crazy. So those are just some like my top threes of examples of bad drivers. I mean, clearly it gets under my skin and I hate driving. And coming from me, who I thought would never say this, I can't, I mean, I thought, man, if I'm saying that there are bad drivers, then there's a problem. So anyway, this is just the first of some of my videos, and if you don't like rants or rambles or stuff like this, then you might as well just click it off a long time ago and then don't watch from here on out. And they're gonna get better. I mean, this is my first one, and it's bad driver, so it's just me rambling. But I promise they're going to be funny, and I'm going to make you laugh, and I want to brighten your day. That's the whole point of doing this. So that's this Chloe's Corner for today, and I think I'm going to start doing this every other day. I mean, I guess I'll just go with the flow and see how it works out. You'll pretty soon realize that I'm probably the craziest person that you'll watch. I mean, I'm just crazy. I mean, I promise you, I'm going to be like the craziest person you're ever going to meet in your life. If you don't know me already, then I'm pretty crazy. I don't even know how I'm human. Actually, in fact, they should probably just make a species after me and call it Chloe Species, because I'm not normal. I just, yeah. Anyway, so this is the first Chloe's Corner. Leave comments and suggestions on videos that you want to see. And yeah, that's basically it. So, bye. Have a good day.